Good afternoon, everybody. So far, we have discussed the concept of Upavedas. In the previous video, we discussed the concept of Vedangas. So, there are six Vedangas like Siksha, Kalpa, Nirupta, Jyotisha, and Vyakarana, Chandas. So, this we discussed that all these Vedangas are compared with human body, like Kalpa with hands, Chandas with legs, Jyotisha with eyes, Nirupta with ears, Siksha with the nose, and Vyakarana with the face. So these are like these. And yesterday we discussed in the previous video we discussed the concept of Siksha, the science of articulation and pronunciation. We discussed some of the famous authors in this field. Today, let us discuss the second Vedanga, one of the most important Vedangas, that is what is called Vyakarana. Vyakarana in English is called grammar. So every language has got its Vyakaranam, as it has got its grammatical rules. So here, how our ancient Sanskrit language had certain grammatical rules and how people frame certain rules for Vyakarana for our Vedic Sanskrit language. And the second most important Vedangas is called Vyakarana. The most important, the most notable and celebrated author in this Vedanga is Sage Paunini. Sage Paunini is to be considered the most important, notable, and prominent authors of Vyakarana, of our Indian Vyakarana. He himself mentioned about great grammarians in his works, and Paunini's book Astadhyayi, which is the most important, the notable and literary work on the field in the field of Vyakarana, and Valmiki in his book Ramayana, he talked about Nava Vyakarana. He talked about 9 sutras of Vyakarana in Ramayana. And according to these grammarians, the sounds that are produced from the Lord Shiva hand drum, like Damarukam, and those sounds became the base for Vedic Sanskrit language. And according to these grammarians, the sounds that are produced from Shiva hand drum become 14 sounds which are the base of Vyakarana. And Astadhyayi, which is the most notable work written by Paunini, consists of 8 chapters and 3,996 sutras. And Paunini's Astadhyayi, the most notable work, is in the form of sutras. And Muni Katyayani, another famous writer, another famous grammarian, who wrote commentary on Astadhyayi, who wrote a commentary called Vartika on the book called Astadhyayi. Sage Patanjali had also written a commentary on the book Astadhyayi, that is what is called Mahabhashya. And apart from these specific Vedic grammar, there are references to grammatical works like Mahavyakarana, Haindra Vyakarana, Chandra Vyakarana, Sakyayana Vyakarana, Spothayana Vyakarana, Paushakara Vyakarana, Saraswataka Vyakarana, Kaumara Vyakarana, etc. And Vyakarana is very closely connected with the other Vedangas like Siksha and Chandas. And the body of there is a body of literature on Siksha, Vyakarana, Chandas, that is what is called Pratisakya. And according to this, for each Veda and for each Shaka, there are certain rules and certain regulations that deal with the specific rules of pronunciation, meters, and grammatical matters. And Sir Monier Williams, a very famous professor at Oxford University, he said the Paunini grammar reflects the wondrous capacity of the human brain, which till today no other country has been able to produce except India. So this is all about Vyakarana. Vyakarana is the most important Vedangas among 6 Vedangas, and the most notable worker in this field is Paunini, Sage Paunini. Sage Paunini wrote a book called Astadhyayi. Astadhyayi is the most notable work in the field of Vyakarana. It consists of 8 chapters, 3996 sutras. And Paunini's book Astadhyayi is in the form of sutras, and Valmiki in his book Ramayana also talked about Nava Vyakarana. And according to grammarians, the sounds that are produced from Shiva, from the Lord Shiva, Maheshwara's Damaru, Andram, while he was dancing, those sounds became the base for Vyakarana. And those sounds are 14 sounds. Those 14 sounds have become the base for Vyakarana. And Muni Katyayani, another famous grammarian and linguist, who wrote commentary on Paunini's Astadhyayi. That commentary is what is called Vartika. And Sage Patanjali, another Vedic scholar, who also had written commentary on Paunini's Astadhyayi. That commentary is what is called Mahabhashya. And apart from these Vedic grammar, we have other some grammatical works like Mahavyakarana, Aindra Vyakarana, Chandra Vyakarana, Shaktayana Vyakarana, Spotayana Vyakarana, Paushakara Vyakarana, Saraswata Vyakarana, Kaumara, etc. And Vyakarana is closely associated with Siksha and Chandas, and the body of literature on these three fields is what is called Pratisakya. Each Veda and each Saka have different ways of pronunciation, different rules of grammar. And Sir Monier Williams, a very famous professor at Oxford University, said the Paunini grammar reflects the wondrous capacity of the human brain, which till today no other country has been able to produce except India. So this is all about Vyakarana. The third Vedanga is what is called Nirukta. Nirukta means Nigantu. Nigantu in English is what is called dictionary. And this Vedanga, Nirukta is a kind of commentary on Nigantu, which is a collection of difficult words of Vedas. Nirukta is what is called Nigantu, and it's a collection of difficult words of Vedas. Yaska, he is said to be the most notable worker in this field or in this Vedanga. And the Yaska is also called the author of Nirukta. And Nirukta is a science that explains the etymology of the words contained in Vedic mantras. So Nirukta is a science that explains the etymology of the words contained in our Vedic mantras. Nirukta is essential for understanding Vedas. So Nirukta is very essential for understanding Vedas, because without understanding the meanings of difficult words, we cannot understand the essence of Vedas. So that is the reason why this Anga has been introduced, to understand the meanings of difficult words. So Vedic words, according to Nirukta, all the Vedic words are divided into 4 categories. What are those 4 categories? So the first category is what is called Nama, the second category Akyata, the third category Nipata, the fourth category Upasarga. So all the Vedic words are divided into 4 categories: Nama, Akyata, Nipata, Upasarga. This Nirukta is known as Vedic dictionary, or this is also called Kosa. This is also called Nigantu. Amara Kosha, which is the most popular Sanskrit dictionaries in our Indian Vedic system. Nirukta actually studies the etymology, where each word is split into syllables that gives the root form of the word. So Nirukta is a study of etymology, or a study of origination of words, and also it is a study of division of words into syllables. That syllable becomes the root of a word. So this is how Nirukta studies the divisions and roots of the words. And according to Nirukta, the root of the word is what is called dhatu. And the principle that all the names are originated from verbs is an important principle of Nirukta. According to Nirukta, all the words in the world are derived or originated from the parts of speech called verb, according to Nirukta principle. And prior to Yaska or Yaksha, there were many methods and systems of Vedic interpretations such as Adi Daivata, Adhyatma, Akyayana Samaya, and Aitashika, Nadiyana, etc. So this is what all about Nirukta. So Nirukta is about Nirukta is the study of etymology of words, and Nirukta is also called Nigantu. Nirukta is also called Kosa. So Nirukta is also called dictionary. So this Vedanga, Nirukta, is a kind of collection of difficult words of Vedas. Yaska is said to be the most notable and important workers or authors in this field Vedanga. And Nirukta is a science that explains the etymology of the words contained in our Vedic times. Nirukta is essential for understanding Vedas. So, because without understanding the difficult words of the Vedas, we cannot understand Vedas. So, that is the reason why this Anga has been introduced to understand the meanings of difficult words. According to this Nirukta, all the Vedic words are divided into 4 categories. Those 4 categories are called Nama, Akyata, Nipata, Upasarga. And Amarakosha, which is the most popular dictionaries or which is the most popular Vedic Sanskrit dictionary. And Nirukta actually is an etymology where each word is divided into several syllables. That syllable is what is called root. That root is what is called dhatu according to Nirukta. The principle that all the names are derived in the world is based on the parts of speech called verb according to this Nirukta philosophy. And prior to Yaksha, there were many methods and systems of analyzing of Vedic interpretations such as Adi Daivata, Adhyatma, Akyayana, Samaya, Haitashika, Nadiyana, etc. So this is all about Nirukta and Vyakarana. Thank you. We'll see the next. We'll discuss other Vedangas in the next videos. Thank you.